Welcome back, guys. This is Aeneas, and as I promised on my last video, I was going to show you two battles that I fought against Mephiston today. The second battle was between Senatus Populusque Romanus and Koinon Helenon. I was playing as the Romans and he was playing as the Greeks. So we are going to see this replay. The battle was much longer than the last one. And it has some interesting moves. So let's go to the deployment phase. My army composition is mainly cohorts, but I also brought 2 units of Neitos. These Neitos, I placed them on each flank of my main line of cohorts reformata, because I was thinking to flank and put pressure on the flanks with the Neitos, because Neitos have a better killing ability than the cohorts reformata. So my plan was to use them as a killing factor on the flanks. And I also brought 2 units of prima cohorts reformata to support the morale of my cohorts reformata units. In fact, of all my units, because they give a morale bonus to all units, not only to Roman units. And I also brought a great contingent of skirmishers. I have 4 Balearic slingers at my back, because I was thinking to shot the heavy armor of the Greeks with the stones, which are more piercing. And I also have 2 units of archers, which are already shooting. We are going to pause here a little bit. These 2 units of archers are Cohorts Sagittariorum Levantinorum. They will mainly focus fire on each of these Toxotai Kretikoi. So it was my army mainly composed of cohorts and 2 units of Neitos, also prima cohorts at the back, a big contingent of skirmishers, and 3 units of Equites Gallorum, which are going to do a great job as the battle develops, and they are going to be a great factor. So let's see the Greek army. He also made a similar movement like the first battle that I showed you, because he started with a deployment and then he adapted his army to my army. So he's very tight and he's going to expand at the sides to match my 8 units at the line, so he will have 8 units also at the front. His first 4 units are hoplitai, 4 units of hoplitai, and at the back he has Syrakoisoi hoplitai or Syracusan hoplites, 4 and 4, and at the back he has Petsoi Bretioi, which are like Italians too, at each flank, and he has Thorakitai, 1 unit of Thorakitai, and 1 unit of Mistophoroi Watsali or Mercenary Carian Warband, which are a low armor unit, and his Somatopylakis Strategui, and 4 units of cavalry, 2 skirmisher cavalry, Hetairo Aspidophoroi, and 2 units of Longophoroi Hipeis. So this cavalry contingent was a preoccupation for me, because I felt not so free to engage on this flank, and he also will make a nice move on this flank, and he indeed will surpass my number of units on this flank. But as he told me after the battle, he was also fearing that I will shot at the back if he tried to flank me. So let's see how this battle goes on. I was all running like in the last battle after the engagement of the skirmishers, and I am using my Balearic slingers to shoot at the Toxotai, which was an error because I'm wasting my stones, which should be used better on the heavy contingent of Hoplitai, or perhaps against the cavalry. So that was a mistake on my part. I am shooting also with my Cohort Sagittariorum, and he's retreating now his Toxotai because I am pushing forward, and he's making the movement I told you earlier. He's deploying to match the extent of my front line. He's moving his Syrakoisoi Hoplitai, and at one point I will start focusing some of these units with my Balearic slingers to soften them down, so it will be an easier job for my cohorts and for my Naitos. So at this point the battle is going with not much novelties. We are just facing each other, but another big factor here is that my units are going to start to shoot their javelins and their pila. Pila have armor piercing, and the Naitos javelins have not armor piercing. So the pila will make a great more damage than the javelins of the Naitos. And these units will start to lose men. 87, 86, 85, 90. So they have not lost a lot yet, but they will soften as the battle goes on, and as my Balearic slingers continue shooting them. They have lost some men here, and he's moving more units to the flank. Now he has the advantage on the flank because he has more units, and I saw that here on my right flank, and I decided to go defensive to not give him the flank. And at this point I decided to charge with this unit of cohorts, because this unit of Hoplitai was focused by my slingers, so I thought that my cohorts will manage to rout them at the long run. And it is a funny start because it's only one unit engaging. I was thinking what to do with my Naitos because I was not so confident, because he has these 4 units of cavalry on his flank. So I decided to engage this unit to move my Naitos to the back of my army first and then charge. And I will move 1 unit of cohorts to protect this flank. The Naitos should do a good job fighting these Syrakosi Hoplitai. They are dropping to 75 men, and my Naitos have 81, which I think is the full unit of Naitos. These guys are losing some men. I don't know why. Maybe he was shooting them with his Spendonati, which I don't review them when I was looking at the army. So he's using a similar strategy like the barbaric battle we fought, because he has a unit of skirmishers at his back, and he's focusing fire on my Naitos. He's firing my Naitos, not focusing. And the battle has developed in the left flank. He already throws some pila to my Naitos at the back. That was a great movement. As I told you in the last video, Mephiston has a good eye for open spaces, and so I decided to engage my Cohorts Reformata to his Pesoi Pretioi, and he's already charging a little bit late. But also, although that my Naitos had lost men because the jabs of the Pesioi, they are going to kill the Syrakosoi Hoplitai at the end. they have less men right now, but at the long run they will do a good job against the hoplites. The main line of infantry is already engaging. I also engaged my Aeneas on the right flank, and he has 2 units here. He could charge. Maybe that was a mistake of Mephiston. A little bit lack of confidence there, or I don't know, maybe he thought that it was not a good idea to break his line, which could be the right move, because Greeks need to hold a tight line with no open spaces. And he also charged with his Longoparohipeis to my cohort Reformata, because there was a space here. And I charged with my Prima cohorts. I thought I was charging to his Longoparohipeis, and then I tried to correct my charge. And also my Equites Galeron were shooting javelins at his Longoparohipeis. So he managed to kill some of my cohorts Reformata. They lose some men, but he also lost some men because I shot with jabs. And I have this free space for my cavalry, and I kill his Spendoneta with this Valor. And I have to face this Hetairo next. I decided to charge. He was a little bit passive in this spot of battle, so I covered my space here with these Prima cohorts. And well, there is not much to say here. The battle is just going on, slowly losing the hoplites against the cohorts, but this will take time. This cohort is very depleted, and there is a fight here of Cav. He pushed forward with his half, but he kind of lose momentum because he charged my Prima cohorts, and then I managed to back it with my Gen and with my Equites Galerum that routed his Hetairo at speed of water. They are only skirmishers, while my Equites Galerum is a charge, shock cap, like his Longoparohipeis. This unit of Peso Bretio could not stand against the cohort Reformata, but he has already helped this fight with his Mistoporo Iwatsali. And I have forgotten here my Equites Galerum that should be charging at the back, but these Greek lines are so thin and they will break at any moment, if not by charges, by the pressure of the enemy infantry. He's charging with his Longoparohipeis, my Equites Galerum, but they are backed up by these Prima cohorts. He's pushing through. I don't really like it, pushing through, but the game allows it, so it is not his fault or something that he should not be doing. And I started to charge the back of the Greeks here with my Equites Galerum, and they managed to rout the Siracosa Hoplites, so my Aeneas are now free to continue killing this flank. And these units are just facing each other. It should not be happening. I should charge. Well, there goes the charge. I disable guard mode to give more killing power to my units, and he's charging the back of my cohorts, and he is routing my cohorts. So he has this good ability to charge with cap, and I was only just worried about getting his cap cut and stop him from charging my cap. But I also have this cap charging his back, and I'm doing a good job there too. I already routed another unit, and his line is going to break piece by piece, unit by unit. And my skirmisher contingent has already depleted his ammunition, so there is not much for them at this moment of the battle. And I am charging at the back with my free cohort Reformata. enveloping this unit of hoplitai, which will last long, but they will die at the end. Also, this unit of hoplitai are losing to my Prima cohorts, and he's charging with his with his Hetairoi, but this Hetairo do not have a spear, so they will not kill and they will not make a great damage to my units. And I am just trying to get his unit with my general. Here my cohorts is no. These are the Neitos are routing because he engaged with his Somatophylaxis Strategu, and this is a great unit, very heavy unit. And at this point of battle, when units are already in few numbers, a unit like this general unit of the Greeks will make a big difference. But I think it's already too late for the Greeks because they lose a lot of the hoplitai at the mainline battle. But nevertheless, they will last some time still. At this side of the battle, my Neitos are pushing his Pesoi Bretioi. They are fairly even, although the Pesoi Bretioi have more men. And I decided to put this Cohors Reformata in defensive mode because at one moment I saw that there were more Greeks on this flank. The Dorakitai will do a great job here, they will last a lot, and he's doing also a great job with his general. He's moving all along the battlefield like a cavalry unit. And I decided to engage with my Valeric Slingers and all my skirmisher contingent. They will not kill a lot, but they will make a penalty because they are attacking at the back of the Syrakosoi Hoplitai and the Pesioi Bretioi, and that will give an edge to my frontline infantry. Also, I have this unit of Equites Gallorum which are charging. They already managed to rout with one charge this Pesoi Bretioi, so it was a nice charge. And the center has already vanished. All the units move to one side or the other. He in fact is flanking me on this side, and I have my Prima cohorts at defensive mode. I think I was not aware that my Prima cohorts was at defensive mode. And he's using his general to kill this Cohors Reformata, but although the general is making a great job, it will not suffice for the Greeks because they have already lost a lot of hoplitai at this mainline battle. At this flank also my cohorts are winning. I have this unit of Prima cohorts with 74 men, which are a lot of men for this phase of the battle, which is late or already at the end of the battle. And they will rout these hoplitai, which are only 31 men strong, but I am not engaging properly. I am using defensive mode, or I was just static with not commanding them to attack. And I tried to charge his back repeatedly with this Equites Gallorum, but he was well aware of what I was doing with them, so every time I tried to charge at the back of his units, he counterattacked, and my units were unable to make big damage because he was aware. So see, I was charging and he moved his hoplitai to face my Equites Gallorum. I saw no hoplitai going to the ground, and I thought that my units should have made a penalty here to these hoplitai that were turning back, but these units are facing in the opposite direction, so that was a mistake on my part. So he was able to go free here with his hoplitai, and also charging his general, but his general is so heavy armor and has a spear that my Equites Gallorum routed instead of doing some killings here. And I also have this depleted unit of Cohors Reformata, so his general is doing well in that point of battle. And at this moment also my general is in a static position because I didn't want to lose him, because if I lose him, that will be a great moral penalty to my units and it will rout. So at this point the battle is not decided. We thought, Mephiston and I, that the battle was very close. So I was telling you that it was already decided, because that was because I already knew the result of the battle. But the reality is that while we were playing, we both were uncertain of the result. Although at this point it seems more clear that the Romans will win. I am enveloping his last Thorakita unit and charging sometimes with my general. And also here I am enveloping his last Toxotai Criticoi and Hoplita Greek, but this unit of Somatophylakes will take more time, although he's outnumbered. And he will concede at the end once this Thorakita rout. It will be nice if he had not conceded, just to see how this Somatophylakes fought till the end. And I decided to take out some units to envelope his Greek general. Here already his Thorakita routed. All my Balearics here are dead, but they made a good job backing this Neitos unit and this Cohors Reformata. They were a good factor because they free these Neitos in the melee fight and put some penalties on the Thorakita. So it was a great game, a thrilling game, and Mephiston did a great job. But at the end, Senatus Populusque Romanus won the fight. Kills are a bit higher to the Senatus Populusque army. We have same amount, almost the same amount of men deployed, and men remaining. Well, I have more men remaining, and the most killing by a unit was to the Neitos, which has 141 units killed, and my Prima Cohors Reformata, which has 154. Also, Equites Gallorum did a great job with 103 units killed, and this other unit of Equites Gallorum with 85. I think these two units were charging at the back and killing his skirmishers. Balearic Slingers did regular, and also the Cohors Sagittarium Levantinorum, but although they don't have high amounts of kills, they did a great job at the end supporting my melee infantry and putting some moral penalties to the Greek Thorakitai and other melee infantry. Cohors Reformata had regular kills, a lot of losses, of casualties, but at the end I think the Neitos were a decisive factor, and also the Balearic Slingers, because although they don't have a good amount of kills, these kills can be decisive, and also the softening they did on the Hoplitai, but by shooting at them. So it was a great fight, a long fight, and see you next time.